Hi everyone, Zippy here from Champagne Living, and I figured I'd grab a couple of minutes outside because it's supposed to rain all week. It rained during the week while we were on vacation. So because there's a little clearing, I wanted to kind of enjoy myself out here. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how I came to where I am today. Most of you know that I have this incredible attitude that I can just about do anything that I want. At 63 years old, I don't feel like I'm limited by my age. But if you pedal back about, let's see, what year is this? 19 years. It was exactly 19 years ago, July. I had an accident that basically I was told that I may never walk again. And if I did, I'd be in a wheelchair within probably 10 years. And honestly, it could still happen. But knock on wood, today I feel pretty good and I can do pretty much what I set out to do. But what happened was I was on my way to my regional office and I didn't really fall, but my knee gave out. I had been a dancer and a dance teacher for many years, and this was kind of like my twilight job that I loved. I was in management for a coffee company, and I was going to my regional office to put together a program for them. You can read all about it in the post here. What happened was I tore every single ligament in my knee in one fell swoop on one step. And I was probably about 25 steps from the bottom and about 10 steps from the top. And it was a bridge that went over railroad tracks. So I had come up maybe 30 some odd steps or 40. I don't even remember how many, come across the bridge and was heading down. So there was no going back. I actually couldn't walk. My knee, as I was moving, got stuck in a position that looks exactly like this. It was, when they measured it, 90 degrees. I was rushed to the hospital. I actually got on the train. The ambulance met me at the other side, was rushed to the hospital, eventually sent home to see an orthopedic surgeon. And that became an ordeal of 7 surgeries, 10 years of physical therapy. I was told that I probably would never walk normally again. Most likely I would have to either spend the rest of my life in a brace and crutches or in a wheelchair. On my right leg, I had one of those awful shoes with a lift on it. I mean, I wore sneakers, and under the sneakers, I had a lift and forearm crutches, and I wore a brace that went from my thigh to my ankle. And I had to live like that for about 10 years. But no matter what the doctor said, I always have had this attitude that, you know what, I'm going to push myself and I'll do it. I'll just do it. And with the help of my doctors and my physical therapist, I actually rehabbed myself 5 days a week for 10 years, sometimes 7 days a week. I went to physical therapy 3 days a week. I went to aqua aerobics. I got in the pool. I walked in the water. I had a background in dance therapy and kinesiology, so I kind of knew how the body worked. And I knew how to work the muscles surrounding the knee so that even though the knee itself wasn't working, once they got it straightened out little by little, I was able to learn how to use alternative muscles to walk. And it's taken its toll. My leg still isn't straight, but it's certainly not like this. And you would never notice it looking at it or looking at me when I'm walking towards you. However, I am off kilter, which means that my left hip has horrible bursitis, and I'm going through some issues in my lower back now that are going to need surgery. The hip may need surgery as well. But I learned along the way that I can pretty much do anything I want to because I was told then that I couldn't, and I did. And along with my therapy, I knew that one of the premier things that I could do to help myself heal was great nutrition, because your body needs fuel, and when it's sick, it needs more protein. It needs extra protein to heal. So along with, I lost weight because I knew that the excess weight was putting pressure on the knee, and I upped my protein. And it's kind of hard to do that at the same time. So what I did was I added Ensure to my diet every day. And that way I was sure that I was getting enough protein to help myself heal. I've continued that practice through today because I know that at 63 years old that I want to do everything a 20-year-old can do as long as my body allows me to. And I can wake up at the crack of dawn. I can go out and party all night with them. I may not be able to be on the dance floor all night anymore, but I can stay up with them. And I do it by adding a little bit of extra protein to my diet with Ensure. And that actually, in a nutshell, is kind of what happened. But I wanted to let you know that you can't be limited by age. You shouldn't be limited by your mindset. You shouldn't be limited by any physical disabilities or health issues. That if you take charge and put your mind to it, that there's a whole host of things that you can do to really start living your bucket list. So, as you know, I've been to Thailand, I've been to Hong Kong, I was in Key West this week, I traveled all over the world. I've done that foolish yoga aerial yoga, hanging from silks. You'll see photos in either on this post or elsewhere on the blog. Um, I really do believe, and my mom taught me that you can be or do anything you want in life as long as you learn how to do it, as long as you can read the directions and go through the steps. And for me, one of those steps is to make sure that I stay healthy, that I'm getting the proper nutrition, and that my thought processes are positive. So I want to thank you for stopping by the house. I can't call it the mansion anymore because we moved, and the mansion was the old house. But by my pool and my lanai on this, actually, it's overcast, but at least it's clear out day. And I hope that you go for everything that you want in this world and don't let excuses stand in your way or health stand in your way. I understand major health issues, but take care of yourself. Add a little protein to your diet. Um, Try to stay fit and get a little exercise, 20 minutes of walking if you can, stationary bike if you can. If you can't walk, one of the things I did was there was a hand bicycle, and that got my heart pumping. I would have to sit and use a bicycle with my hands and just rotate it like that when I couldn't use my legs in order to get fit, or got in the water and I was able to use my arms for exercise. Um, but I want you to know that you shouldn't let things just stand in your way. Really go for it and have that can-do attitude. I'll see you soon. My story, the full story is on the blog, and thank you for stopping by today. Bye-bye.